I'm here with Yao. He's from Taiwan.
Hi.
He's going to talk about, the whole idea today is about what the fuck happened with this fork, with this DAO crash, and people sharing their experience, their emotion, their memory of when it all went down, what was going on. So please, share.
Yeah, hi. It's Yao. I'm from Taipei. I'm working in a think tank. And I've been watching on the Ethereum hard fork for a couple months, and I think what happened back there is basically two different philosophy departs. It is consensus over immutability.
Yes.
So one philosophy is putting consensus before immutability. Another is the reverse. So I think it's going to be very interesting. However, in the real world, people are concerning the use case, the applications building on both Ethereum or Ethereum Classic. Basically, I think technically they are basically the same. They're saying the difference is in their guiding principles and their philosophies.
When the hard fork happened, were you like, yes, it's happening, or were you like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on?
I was so confused. I just don't know what's happening out there. I was just think, what? It's very hard to follow because the things in this space are going so fast.
Right.
It's so hard to follow. For me, I have to look up Twitter and stuff in order to follow it. And people in Taiwan don't use Twitter that much, so. For me, that's an advantage for me.
Are you aware, for example, there's a guy called Chandler. Chandler Gao?
Chandler Gao?
Yeah, he is like one of the big Bitcoin miners he has pretty much 20-30% of the Chinese hash power on mining.
Oh, really?
All of ETC, Ethereum, all comes from one guy.
I don't know that.
Yeah. So Chandler Gao originally said he was going to attack and do the 51 attack on Classic.
Yeah.
Then he was like, I made a mistake. Immutability. I just reacted because my friend, Vitalik, said help him. But I realize now that my friend was wrong, and what my action was wrong, and I am now going to support Classic. So China is 100% Classic.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So as from Taiwan, if someone said like China is not supporting Ethereum, they may be mining it. There may be organizations who are supporting it, but the hash power, the power behind it is Classic. How would you respond to that? Or what's your thinking in hearing that for the first time? Is it like, holy motherfucking shit?
Oh, I think there might be Ethereum Classic. There is a C in front of it. So make me think of Ethereum China. But I think...
ETC. Well, you know why, I know people, you know why Chandler
still open.
Really loves.
It is still an open blockchain, right?
Yeah. It's gone from 4 members to over 2,000 members.
Yeah. Since
and Chandler announced that basically over 200 million R&D has been invested in Classic.
Oh, cool.
So basically Chandler is fighting against the 51. There's a lot of people attacking ETC, and it's his hash power. It is his that's stopping.
He's holding the place.
He's holding ETC. He's holding the ground.
Yeah.
He's buying. He thinks ETC is going to be Bitcoin. He thinks it's going to bounce back. He thinks that the future is ETC, and he's 100%, not 90%. He's 100% committed to ETC.
Yeah, the thing about Ethereum Classic, first time I heard of it, is people complaining there's no developer behind it. So it's one of the concern. Now I hear what you're saying. There's a
lot of developers.
Yeah.
The former CEO of Ethereum, Charles, is developing on it. Okay. We have another guy. We're developing on it. FoundUps is my ETC FoundUps.
Okay. Do you have some kind of official organization in order to coordinate this kind of development?
So one of the thoughts is we don't want ETC to have a foundation. We don't want it to have official organization behind it, because ultimately an organization can be hijacked by fintech, which is our opinion what we're seeing happening with Ethereum. Yeah. That if you have an entity, that entity can be attacked.
Yes.
With money, with all these different things, right? There is there's rumors, for example, that Merrill Lynch has been trying to buy Ethereum. There's a lot of code, banking code now in Ethereum.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff going on, like,
R3 consortiums.
Exactly. And you're part of you're part of a think tank that may be in banking and other things that, that has an eye, on it. So the vision is for ETC is we want to be neutral. My vision is actually I want an autonomous agent to run the whole system. So
ultimately a DAO.
A true DAO. The DAO we have right now is not a DAO, it's a DOE. It's a distributed organization. There's nothing autonomous. You can't say a smart contract. There's nothing autonomous about a smart contract.
Yes.
A smart contract is not thinking or making decisions.
It's not.
It's not autonomous.
Simple function code.
It's a simple function code, exactly.
Yeah.
So what I tell people is that the DAO was not hacked, the DOE was hacked. And ultimately what we want to do is create the true DAO. And to create the true DAO, we need to develop an autonomous agent that will sit as a transparency that will manage the interface of the entire system, removing the need for what we call centralized entities, like corporations and foundations, to exist on Ethereum Classic. So on Ethereum Classic, you will have DACs, decentralized autonomous corporations. But these corporations will just be, they'll have their like you have your number, right? Whatever that your verification.
Your hash?
You have your hash. Okay. But it won't mean structure. Because the problem is that these buildings right here, all this, over 50% of all money, or pretty close to 50%, comes from fintech.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it doing? It's making money off making money off making money off making money, right? There's no true value return to the planet. So, and these corporations are immortal. The way they're structured, they can never die.
Okay.
So how so I'm kind of like a revolutionary. How can I bring down these giants or make them mortal again? Well, we can make them mortal again by not allowing them to exist on the blockchain.
Or just make them irrelevant.
Exactly, make them irrelevant. That's a better way. Make them irrelevant. So my vision is corporations or entities will not have the same centralized existence on the blockchain. They will be more like how we exist on the blockchain. They'll be no different. One entity has one vote. They don't have, they may have a group of people behind them voting, but ultimately they don't have, perpetuity. As they do now. They will exist in a different form. But in order for all this to happen, we need to have an autonomous agent. So that's what we're working on.
Yeah, but isn't it fair to say if you want to achieve something, you have a direction to go? Isn't it fair to centralize some effort and resource to go the specific route that you're trying to go?
So we're, for example, we're incorporating in Hong Kong for FoundUps, my organization, right? Okay. We have 3 founders, so we have to use the traditional sense because we're looking for people to put investments into us. But the way that, for example, that we're going to fund FoundUps is what we're looking to do is create an autonomous agent that's going to be a black box on the market that can provide 1,000, 2,000% return. And then what we can do is for those investing in us, say we'll give you the money back in a year plus interest of 100% for the first year, 200% if you invest in 2 years, 300% if you invest in 3 years, right? And then what we do is we take the additional interest and we seed the DAO. So the DAO is not going to be seeded by people investing money into it. It's seeded by us returning an investment to folks for investing in us.
Okay.
So the idea is that then the money in the DAO is truly not owned by anyone. It's owned by the collective, because the collectively, and then we set up the DAO so it's actually governed by an autonomous agent. So things like a hacker pulling the money out, they won't be able to do it because it will basically say, hey, do you want to pull this money out? And you say, no, I don't want to pull the money out. So it's not like you just pull the money out. There's like a wallet. Like the wallet has different steps. You got to send me the email, write in the code in order to pull the money out of the wallet, right? I don't know if you've got, there's security levels now on wallets. Okay. So the same sort of security levels would exist on the DAO on that. So anyway, that's enough on me. Appreciate you talking and sharing. I hope you will